Alright, class, this is lesson 5.2 on page 231. Your essential question is, how do we solve equations with variables on each side? You should have a page of Cornell notes started. We're going to start with example 1 on page 231. To solve equations with variables on each side, you're going to use the addition or subtraction property of equality to write an equivalent equation with variables on each side, and then you're going to solve the equation. So our goal is like any other goal with an equation. We're trying to get an answer or solution for the variable. So therefore, we're going to try to get all of the variables on one side of the equation and everything else on the right hand side of the equation and keep it balanced at all times. So let's look at example 1. Okay, example 1, 3x equals x plus 8. It's easier to subtract the smaller variable from the larger one so you do not create negatives. You do not want to create a negative because it would make it a little more difficult for you to solve. But you could do it, but you don't necessarily want to cause yourself trouble. So what you're going to do is you're going to subtract x from both sides. You're going to find out on the right side it leaves 8. On the left side it leaves 2. We're going to divide by 2, and we find out that x is 4. So let's go ahead and check our solution. Three times 4 is 12, and 4 plus 8 is 12. Now, you do guided practice 1A and 1B. Alright, 1A is 7x equals 5x plus 4. So we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. And you're going to get 4 on the right, and you're going to get 2x on the left. Divide by 2, and x is 2. So let's put that into our original and see if we're correct. 7 times 2 is 14. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 is 14. So 2 is our solution. Alright, 1b. 3x minus 2 equals x plus 4. Now you might ask, can I do the numbers before I do the variables? Yes, you can. So I'll show you how to do that. So we want to subtract 2 or we want to subtract 4. It's going to be easier to add the 2 to both sides first. That's going to give me 3x on the left and x plus 6 on the right. Now let's deal with the variables. So that gives me 2x equals 6. Well, 2x equals 6. We're going to divide by 2, and we're going to get the answer is 3. So let's check it, put it back in the original. Three times 3 is 9 minus 2 is 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7, so it's balanced. So it really doesn't matter which one you want to tackle first. You just got to remember to keep your equation balanced on both sides. The goal is to get the variable on one side and your constants on the other so that we can find one solution. Now turn to page 232 for example 2. On example 2, it's 7y plus 8 equals 4y minus 10. Now these are equations with variables on each side, and here again It's the same thing. They just look a little bigger and longer, but there's nothing that you can do any differently. You're still going to isolate the variable on one side and then in order to find the answer or the solution. So what we're going to do first, I think I'll subtract 4y from both sides. And you can do this vertically or horizontally, whichever way you want to do it. So 4y is canceled on the right. That leaves me negative 10. 7y minus 4y is 3y plus 8 equals negative 10. All right, let's subtract 8 from both sides. That's going to give me 3y equals negative 10 minus 8 is negative 18. We're going to divide by 3, and that's going to give me y equals negative 6. Be sure to pay attention to your integer rules. So 7 times negative 6 plus 8 equals 4 times negative 6 minus 10. 7 times 6 is negative 42 plus 8 equals 4 times 6 is negative 24 minus 10. Negative 42 plus 8 is negative 34. Negative 24 minus 10 is negative 34. So we've balanced. All right, that was example 2. Now, your turn. Go to guided practice, do 2A and 2B. Two x plus 3 equals 3x minus 2. Just for fun, let's do the numbers first. Instead of subtracting 2, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. It's going to cancel on the right, and that's going to leave 3x. This is going to be 2x plus 5 on the left. Now, I've got variables on both sides, so we're going to subtract the 2x. And that's going to give me 5 equals 3x minus 2x is 1x, or just x. So let's see if we work. 2 times 5 plus 3 equals 3 times 5 minus 2. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3 is 13. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 2 is 13. That's example guided practice 2A. All right, 2B. 5p plus 15 equals p minus 49. Let's subtract the variables to get them all on the left side. When I do that, that cancels on the right and gives me negative 49. Don't forget to bring down that additive inverse of negative 49. 5p minus p is 4p plus 15. So to get 15 on the right side, we're going to have to subtract. Remember, you're going to use the addition or subtraction property of equality. Whatever you do to the left, you're still going to do to the right. It's going to give me 4p equals negative 64. We're going to divide by 4, and that's going to give me p equals negative 16. Well, 5 times negative 16 is negative 80 plus 15. That would give me what, negative 65? Negative 16 minus 49 is the same thing as negative 16 plus negative 49. That would give me negative 65. So we are balanced and checked. All right, students, you should be ready for your classwork assignment. It's complete problems 1 through 15 on page 233. Remember, you must show all your work. Remember, the main objective in solving two-step equations is similar in solving any equation, especially with variables on both sides. You're going to use inverse operations to isolate the variable on one side of the equation to the other. That's all we've been doing. If you continue to have any problems, you might want to look at the video. You might want to ask one of your neighbors. I don't see that you should have any problem with this. If you do, just circle the ones you have problems with, and we will discuss them on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday.